Scientists have warned today that the world will almost certainly experience its hottest year on record within the coming 5 years.
Imagine a world where a mere 3 degrees Celsius can determine whether you'll be enjoying a snowy wonderland or just a drizzly day. It may not sound like a big deal in our everyday lives, but trust me, a 3 degrees Celsius increase in global temperatures would be nothing short of a catastrophe. Embrace yourself for heat waves, droughts, crazy storms, and even terrifying wildfires. The consequences of such warming are downright disastrous, but hold on tight, because this nightmare scenario is creeping closer to reality. Stay excited and keep watching this video to find out how humanity is Earth's biggest virus. So let's get started. Since the Industrial Revolution, our planet's temperature has already gone up by about 1.1 degrees Celsius to 1.3 degrees Celsius. That's a serious wake-up call. Just think about it. The adorable babies you see today will grow up facing the consequences of climate change. In fact, kids born today are up to 7 times more likely to experience extreme weather events than their own grandparents did. So what would the world look like if global temperatures rise by 3 degrees Celsius? It may sound like a movie plot, but the truth is far scarier. The effects of climate change are already wreaking havoc all around us. Rising sea levels are threatening coastal regions, turning once fertile lands into barren wastelands through desertification. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense, leaving destruction in their wake. It's a dire situation, and unless we take drastic measures to stop burning fossil fuels, things could get even worse. We don't have to look forward to see the consequences of inaction. Take the slums of Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh, for example. Climate migrants like Manara are flooding into these areas, escaping from the flood-prone Bola district in southern Bangladesh. Heavy rainfall and melting glaciers in the Himalayas have washed away their homes, leaving countless people, including Manara, with nothing. Her voice trembles as she shares her story. Our home in Bola used to be a place of abundant land, with a spacious house and diverse vegetation. But now it's all gone. I can't even taste the fruits from our trees because they no longer exist. It's heartbreaking to see how just a 1.1 degrees Celsius increase to a 1.3 degrees Celsius rise in global warming has already turned lives upside down. Sadly, things are projected to get even worse. Climate scientist Joeri Rogelj, who has spent years modeling future climate scenarios for the United Nations, he warns us that there's about a 1 in 4 chance of us reaching the 3 degrees Celsius threshold by the end of the century if we continue with our current policies. Even if we fulfill all of our promises, there's still a 1 in 20 chance of hitting 3 degrees Celsius. To put it in perspective, we wouldn't board a plane with a 1 in 20 chance of crashing. The reality is that nowhere will be safe from the devastating impacts of global warming. Even the wealthiest cities in developed countries will not be able to escape the consequences of a 3 degrees Celsius rise in global temperatures. Picture European capitals like Paris and Berlin sweltering under more frequent and intense heat waves, while storm surges leave parts of New York in desolation. Cities with their higher temperatures and dense populations become hotspots for climate events, magnifying their impact. Flooding and other disasters become more widespread, affecting a larger number of people. However, cities that take climate risks seriously and invest in adaptation measures may have a better chance of weathering the storm in a 3-degree world compared to those ill-prepared for such challenges. While cities may have resources to adapt, rural areas and smallholder farmers will bear the brunt of prolonged droughts and shifting climate patterns. Over 600 million smallholders worldwide, who contribute a third of the global food supply, are particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change. Let's take a closer look at the dry quarter in Central America, where smallholder farmers like Israel Ramirez Rivera in Guatemala are facing the harsh realities of longer dry seasons, unpredictable rainfall, and the spread of pests and diseases. Israel Ramirez Rivera, a dedicated smallholder farmer, used to rely on his corn and bean crops to feed his family and make a living. However, in recent years, the changing climate has brought devastating losses. The rains used to arrive at the right time, but now they're unpredictable. He laments, "Sometimes we endure days of relentless downpours, and other times we suffer from months of drought." it's becoming increasingly difficult to cultivate our crops. It's clear that the impacts of climate change are not confined to specific regions or certain populations. They affect us all, but some are more vulnerable than others. In a world where temperatures rise by 3 degrees Celsius, smallholder farmers like Israel will confront even greater challenges. Prolonged droughts will exacerbate water scarcity, making it arduous to irrigate crops and sustain livestock. The warming climate will also favor the proliferation of pests and diseases, further compromising agricultural productivity. The already fragile food systems in many developing nations will be pushed to their limits, potentially resulting in food shortages and heightened malnutrition. The repercussions of a 3-degree world will extend beyond agricultural sector, affecting diverse ecosystems. Coral reefs, often described as the rainforests of the sea, will endure mass bleaching events that cause irreversible damage to these delicate and vibrant ecosystems. Forests, vital for carbon sequestration and biodiversity, will face increased risks of wildfire, insect infestations, and die-offs triggered by drought. The loss of these ecosystems will disrupt the intricate ecological balance and have cascading effects on wildlife and human communities relying upon them. Moreover, the escalating global temperatures will contribute to the melting of polar ice caps and glaciers alike, leading to rising sea levels. Coastal regions, home to millions of people, will confront the looming threat of inundation and heightened vulnerability to storm surges and flooding. Low-lying island nations like the Maldives and Tuvalu are already at the forefront of the crisis, facing the grim possibility of becoming uninhabitable in a 3-degree world. The consequences of a 3 degrees Celsius temperature increase might have a huge impact on our society and economy. Communities will face displacement as climate events like hurricanes, floods, and droughts occur more frequently. This will result in more people having to move, conflicts arising due to resource scarcity. Developing countries with limited resources and ability to adapt will face significant challenges in terms of infrastructure, healthcare, and social services. However, we should keep in mind that the future is not set in stone. We still have a chance to reduce the severity of these impacts if we take immediate and significant actions. By reducing greenhouse gas emissions, transitioning to renewable energy sources, and adopting sustainable land and water management practices, we can make a difference. It is essential for the global community to work together and aim to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, as agreed upon in the Paris Agreement. Striving for 1.5 degrees Celsius should be our real goal. In addition to emission reduction, it is crucial to prepare ourselves for the changes that are already in motion. Adaptation and resilience building measures are key. Investing in climate-smart agriculture, improving water management, protecting ecosystems, and implementing early warning systems can all help communities withstand and recover from climate-related events. By being proactive and taking these steps, we can better cope with the challenges ahead and create a more sustainable future for all. Consequences of a 3-degree temperature increase are massive, affecting both our society and economy. Climate-related events like hurricanes, floods, and droughts will become more frequent, leading to the displacement of communities and conflicts over resources. Developing countries with limited resources will bear a substantial burden, straining their infrastructure, healthcare systems, and social services. Adapting and building resilience is also vital. We must invest in climate-smart agriculture, improve water management, protect ecosystems, and implement early warning systems. These measures will help communities withstand and recover from climate-related events. Let's be proactive and take these steps, preparing ourselves for the challenges that lie ahead. Now more than ever, it's important to spread awareness and inspire action. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Together we can make a difference and create a sustainable future for all.